Hi guys, Skypoint here. Now, I've been trying to make the Iron Warriors work ever since their rebalance and rework a couple weeks ago. They have so many more units now which have siege abilities as well as more cards and tactics that interact with siege, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't make a deck which could actually win matches. Well, last night I was browsing the Discord for this game, and I came across a very interesting post from Max Impact on Discord, in-game name, Nazarus, and he had posted up a very intriguing looking Kroeger deck. So I had ended up making that deck, took it to the ladder, and I had great results. If I was to show you over here right now, I have played 28 matches, I've won 20 of them, so I have more than a 66% win rate going on with Kroeger. In fact, at one point it was up to an 80% win rate, then I lost a few. So what I wanted to do in this video is show you this deck, talk through it, and then show you some of the great matches I've had with it. Alright, let's get going. So first off is the Warlord himself. Now, if you saw me doing my big crate opening stream, I got Kroeger a couple of times. I never really tried playing with him, either in the event or on the ladder. So let's take a look at his card. So he's a orange rarity Warlord, meaning he's got 35 health and 2 attack. He has a siege ability. Deal 3 damage to 2 random enemies, and if any dies, he can act again. So that's interesting because with 4 energy, it means you can use your siege ability and then reload at once if you've killed an enemy. So you spend 2 energy to use your siege ability. If one dies, then you can reload it. But the most interesting part is, until now, the Iron Warriors have been a very slow faction because they had low and medium initiative warlords, but Kroeger has high initiative, and that's going to be key. Alright, let's run through the deck over here. We've got 1 copy of Drilling Site, 2 copies of 5th Support Squad, and actually let me go back there. Drilling Site has been changed. Instead of allowing you to refill your energy, Drilling Site now allows you to play more expensive units and cards earlier. We've got 5th Support Squad, a pair of them. That's a very useful unit. It often doesn't survive for long, but it can be critical to help finish off a badly damaged threat. Attrition Warfare. This is very useful. It loads the siege ability of a friendly unit and draws a card. You can use this to actually reload the Warlords himself as well. I normally prefer to sit on that until I can load up a troop, because the troop siege abilities tend to be very powerful. Harsh Discipline is mostly there to help Tyranthikos veterans. In a few cases you can use it with other cards. Got Rakarus Squad, which helps to protect units with its barricade. Command Bridge has been balanced. It now costs 2 energy. Superior Firepower, as useful as ever. Demos Rhino. Now this is one of those new cards, and if you manage to get this played right, it serves to either force your enemy to distract themselves by focusing on destroying the Rhino, or if you manage to make the Rhino survive, it can actually give a very significant buff to your troops, +1 attack and +2 health. Olympia. I have very rarely used this card before, but now with the balance, it's much more interesting. Allows you to choose an Iron Warriors and put it in your hand and cost 2 less. So essentially, for 1 energy, pick an Iron Warrior and put it in your hand, which is handy. Precision Bombardment, one of the best tactics in the game. A great amount of damage, and it recycles in your deck when units die and draws you a card. Endymion Squad. This is one of my favorite Iron Warriors units. So I originally built and used this deck, as you'll see in this video, with the default build that Max Impact had put in the deck. But as it turns out, the reason he has just 1 Endymion Squad in here is he does not have a 2nd copy yet. So if you've got 2 copies, you should really use it. I'll talk through my tweaks to this deck afterwards. A pair of Rhino 77 235s. Tyranthikos Veterans is a staple of almost every single Iron Warrior deck. It's such a good card. Contradar, critical. Viral bombs. This is your anti-stealth and anti-I'm getting overwhelmed by enemy approach. Ancient Friend takes out tough frontline units. Land Raider has been changed. So before it used to give +1 to units as they go into while they're in play. Astartes, I think, while they're in play. Now it has a siege ability that gives a powerful buff to all troops which are in play and in your hand. And lastly, Siege Mastery, which is an updated card. It has it puts in play 2 barricades and discounts the next card. You're really generally looking for synergy between Siege Mastery and Land Raider. If you're really advanced, in your 7 energy turn, you can play Drilling Site to play Siege Mastery, to put in 2 barricades, and then play a free Land Raider as well. Anyhow, that's the deck. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this deck in action. Alright, let's start with a fight against Sanguinius. So, this is not a bad set of cards to start with. I'm going to use my ability in my first turn. In my second turn, depending on how dangerous the situation is, either Rhino 77 or Olympia. And I like to start with viral bombs against the Blood Angels because it means that when those drop pod troops arrive, I have some way of handling them. Alright, oh, that's the alt art version of Sanguinius as well.
Son, and
Great, I've got Attrition Warfare, but I'm just going to load up my Warlord. Comes along, he plays a counter-attack. That's interesting. Oh, he wants to trigger Requiem, I see. Alright. Probably has at least one troop with Requiem where he's hoping to get one, and he'll place it on whichever one of these guys survives. So for now, I'm just going to go pull out a troop. Now I can play Iron Havoc early next turn. Let's see here. Oh, he did not draw a Requiem troop. Why did he play his counterattack without anything? Well, situation's safe. Let's drop the Tyranthikos Vets. Lord Castellan. Okay. That's pretty dangerous. So what I'm going to do is actually take out the Lord Castellan right now. And with the way I did that, its attack is getting buffed on the Tyranthikos Vets, and anything which attacks the Tyranthikos Vets will also take a hit from here. Ooh, they're so... Oh no, that 1 health, they're going to die next turn. Well, isn't that a tragedy? Alright. I'm just going to use Precision Bombardment to finish off these troops over there. And 3 energy left. Let's bring in the Rhino. And may as well attack with this guy. There might be a Spear of Telesto coming his way, so I don't want him to just sit there doing nothing until he dies. Oh nice, Endymion Squad is up. Alright, we have Vervius Command Squad. Definitely want to take that thing out. So let's get Endymion Squad in play. I'm going to use Attrition Warfare to load them up already. There we go. Let's let my Rhino die and use my Warlord's ability to finish the enemy target. And headbutt Sanguinius. And I'm not going to let Iron Havoc's health get too low. Alright, this looks like the right move to make. Alright, so how do we do this? So, I am going to open up the drop pod. I'm going to create a couple of extra troops. Attack Sanguinius again, and now watch this. With the extra troops I created, I've got enough things which will die from the virus bombs that the drop pods will be cracked open and the juicy soldiers within vaporized. Heavy damage to Sanguinius. Let's use Olympia to create another troop. Ooh, Erasmus Gold. Very nice. Alright. Another host of angels. Great. So, watch, I actually messed this one up this time. So, I dropped my viral bombs too early. I should have cracked open another drop pod. Instead, all I've done is 1 point of damage to my enemies. Anyhow, at least the drop pods are open, and let's go ahead, use my, well, no, save my drilling site for now. Oh god, look at that Dreadnought. Okay, let's use Siege Mastery. I'm definitely going to need the barricades now. Siege Mastery down, I can drop Erasmus Golg and reload my Warlord ability. Erasmus Golg also creates another front line, so that's going to keep me safe from the Dreadnought for now. Meanwhile, Sanguinius triggers his Reckoning, so now the more of his soldiers I kill, the stronger he gets. He's taking out my front lines like crazy. Okay, he did not attack with his Dreadnought. Alright, triple attack. And what I'm going to do now is use my Harsh Discipline on Erasmus Golg. That's going to allow him to use his siege ability and fire at Sanguinius. Oh, nope, at the Dreadnought. Oops. And let's get Rakura Squad out to protect Golg. Probably should have aimed at Sanguinius instead. I just live in this fear of Spear of Telesto. But it looks like it's unfounded. He is unable to stop me. He should have used Sanguinius to take out my troop.
I expected more defenses.
Destroy the Dreadnought and headbutt with
Perhaps you're not so pathetic after all.
Game over, Sanguinius. And so I won with 15 points of health left there pretty comfortably. Next, we have a fight against Modrim. Now, I normally hate facing Modrim because of his freezing units so they can't attack. But this time, with my ability, I'm not so worried about it. Let's put away the expensive Land Raider, keep the rest of the cards.
Come at me and die.
Broken bones, bloody limbs.
Alright, let's start by loading my ability. Modrim goes and hits me, that's fine. What comes next? We're gonna use Olympia. Let's generate some cheap units. Ooh, nice. Gold comes up. That's gonna make him unhappy. Just continues using his ability on me. That's fine, I don't mind that at all. Oh no, but we have a troop now. Alright, what do we do here? I'm going to use my ability. 3 points of damage. And let's bring in this Rhino. He uses his ability on the Rhino, gives it cannot attack. And what I'm going to do now is bring in, reload my ability, and drop the Endymion squad. Alright, so back to Modrim. So if he uses his ability on Endymion squad, he only has 3 energy left. Oh, and that turns out to be enough over here. Okay, that's fine. My Warlord took no damage this turn. And as we reach 6 energy, that means I can now drop my discounted Erasmus Golg, who then creates in turn a frontline unit to protect it. Oh, that's clever. He used Sabotage, his cancel Golg's ability, and freezes him in place. Beautiful. Curse of Foresight, build up his hand size. Took a little bit of damage there. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's use Olympia to create a discounted troop. 30th Heavy Squad goes in place. And just headbutt Modrim. I'm going to keep my front line in place. So now Modrim's got to choose. Oh, nope, he's not choosing to do. Okay, destroys him. Counterattack for the sneak attack, and he's taking out my front line. Ha! Right. Okay, I've got 2 viral bombs in hand, that's handy. For now, I'm going to use Harsh Discipline on my troop, which will allow him to attack twice, doing 8 points of damage in total. There we go. And let's drop some frontline troops. Headbutt Modrim. And bring in... well, we'll just set that for now. So I need to get him down to around 10 points of health or 7 points of health, we'll see. Rhino. Okay, this works. Ability, over there. we can now bring in the 5th support squad. So you can see the synergy with Kroeger's ability there. Kroeger does 3 points of damage, the 5th support squad will do 2 more points of damage. And I think I have Mortarion now. If he doesn't get a frontline unit, if my Warlord can attack next turn, I win with Konrad. Ooh, he's stunned by troop.
I've always
And
enjoyed
that's
the
it. I
tasks
think
of
he's
a
got
foot
nothing else, does he?
soldier.
No, he's got... That doesn't matter. Recon Claw is not going to save him. So I'm just going
I
to
expected
get ready
more
and headbutt
differences.
him with my Warlord. And then Konrad to win. Even more comfortable win than the last one. 21. Let's stick with Night Lords for a moment and fight against Konrad Curze himself. So I'm putting away most of my expensive cards. I'm keeping Konrad so that it's there when I need it. I'll be using Olympus in my second turn to create a discount troop
Come
or
with
precision
me
bombardment.
and die.
I have seen my own fate.
Okay, so reload my ability to start with and let's get going. Asteroid Belt, so he's doing a race to turn into the Night Haunter. Turn Olympia, let's generate a cheap troop, and Iron Havoc Squad is exactly what I want. Even if Curze reduces my attack to 0, if he attacks me while Iron Havoc Squad is out there, he'll be taking damage. There's Manifest Destiny, he's definitely trying to play the long game. That's bring in Iron Havoc and attack. Okay, so I don't think his hard removal can handle Iron Havoc yet. Oh, okay, he's just doing a hand bounce. Nice. And when it comes back to hand, the discount on the cost doesn't apply anymore, so back to 6 cost. We use a counter attack over here. I'm gonna go and bring in Taranthakos Veterans and destroy Melgator. Coming to 7 energy, so he's very close to being able to transform. This is a mistake. You don't want to hit Taranthakos Vets unnecessarily. Alright, they got up to 7 damage. Destroy his unit. No flanking for him. Attack with Taranthakos Vets. I'm now technically even on health. Although the Vets will die next turn. I made a mistake. I should have reloaded my siege ability with that remaining 2 energy. Did not spend it. Okay, he went ahead and hit my eye there. Alright, what do we do? He's gonna turn soon. So I'm bringing in my supports. Attrition Warfare goes on this Rhino. I then activate the Rhino's siege ability, and now you can see there all of a sudden my very weak board has become strong. And with the 2 buffed 5th support squads, I can take out the Recon Claw before it does any harm. Really does not like 5th support, does he? Alright. What we're going to do here is precision bombardment on the guy over there. Reload my siege ability. Reload the Rhino. And let's draw an interesting card. In this case, Attrition Warfare. This support finishes off the Raven. He attacks, and then he goes ahead and triggers his madness. That's fine.
We started earnest.
What I'm gonna do next is, let's see here, bring in Iron Havoc and use that siege ability. And with the last 3 energy, Olympia, we're gonna pull out another. Alright, let's see what he does. Apotheosis. And he now has enough attack that he can hit one of my units and go into stealth. Attacks that, destroys it, but the Iron Havoc squad does damage back to him in turn. Bring in the Land Raider and use my Warlord ability just to do some more damage. Still, between his health and survivor, it has a little bit more than me, but let's see what we can do about it. Vector of Judgment wipes out my Iron Havoc. Hits my Land Raider. Alright, now I need to be careful because I really do not want him being able to go invisible, so I attack with my Land Raider first to make sure it dies. Next, I bring out the Bloodthirst on 5th support. That way they can attack twice and die, so he cannot attack them and become invisible. Now I just load my Warlord and drop a high health unit, like a 5 health unit here. That cannot attack. He goes and hits them. Alright. A little bit of healing. And on 15 health in total against my 23. Let's use viral bombs first here. That wipes out my unit, his medic unit, and does a bit of damage to his dreadnought. I can then use my Warlord ability to destroy the dreadnought and damage the enemy. And headbutt him. Forge Complex. I'm very close to winning. Only a front line can save him now. Or... fine. A front line or an ability. Reload my Warlord. I mean, I could have used Attrition Warfare there, I guess. For now, let's put out the Land Raider. Stramo cannot attack. And Endros Shek. Alright, so, gotta do something about this. Let's take a look here. Warlord ability. Rhino 1. Attrition Warfare on the Land Raider. And now drop Rakarus Squad. And activate the Land Raider's Attrition Warfare. That gives me enough protection, I'm hoping. There's Endymion Squad. He's making a crucial choice. There goes Endos Shek. And Konrad Curze goes invisible. Alright. And another troop. Paranthikos vets are up, so reload my ability. Attack that with the weakest troops so that he cannot just easily go invisible. That's it. Didn't want to put anything on the board that he can easily kill. Driver 2. Ooh, and he goes invisible again. Right? Ooh, hello, viral bombs. Okay, let's go ahead, break open his survivor. Use my siege ability just to make that Land Raider extra tough. Now, if he doesn't heal, I get to win. So he destroys my extra tough Land Raider, dumping a bunch of his energy into that, and he attacks me. But then that's it. Even with Informant Network, which reduces me to 2 health, he's thinking that if I try to attack him, I will lose, but I'm not going to attack him. I'm just going to go ahead and use that Contrador, which I've been sitting on for so long, to boom, bye-bye. That's why if you draw Contrador at the beginning, it's very important to sit on it. Alright, just to prove that particular Konrad Curze was not a fluke, let's go find another one here. So, putting away the Land Raider, keeping the other low-cost cards.
Come at me and die.
Let's get going.
Welcome the darkness.
Recon Claw comes out. I am going to load my ability. Initially in early game, Recon Claw doesn't matter because it gives units flank. As long as you've got no troops beside you, most of the time flank is not a problem. And he realized that, he just attacks with Recon Claw. No early advantage to be had, so he used it for the 1 point of damage. So I'm going to bring in the Rhino and use my Warlord to finish off Recon Claw. I'm saving my counterattack for later. Konrad Curze. Ooh, an interesting use of Rule of Fear to destroy my Rhino. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is give him 2 Rhinos. There we are. Let's go ahead and headbutt him. Lots of troops coming out over there. Fine. Go ahead and deal with this now. So I'm going to use Attrition Warfare first on my healthiest Rhino. With that, I can drop a 5th support squad. Now trigger Attrition Warfare to buff all those units. And use my Warlord to take out his strongest troop. That's it. He's just trying to take out a bunch of these guys. He goes ahead and hits my Rhino. Alright. This is going well. I'm 8 points behind him on health, but I've got pretty strong board control. Let's go ahead and try and reinforce that. That Rhino is again going into siege mode. More Rhinos come out. My Warlord keeps the pressure on. He can probably kill 1 but not both of my siege troops. Oh wow, he really is trying to whittle down. That was not clever. I'm gonna drop a Land Raider, buff all my troops including the Land Raider, turn on Endymion Squad siege mode. And now I'll just attack with a bunch of my guys. There we are. So now we're even on 20 health each, although he's 2 turns away from becoming the Night Haunter. My goal will be to try to win before that happens, and he realizes I could. In this match, I just want to show you the power of those Demos Rhinos when things go really well. So let's go put away the most expensive card. There it is, a Demos Rhino to start with.
And die.
I have the initiative, and so what I'm going to do here is actually just throw the Rhino out, because most Vulcans will use their ability in their first turn rather than play groups. Okay, exactly as expected. And so now what I'm going to do is prepare siege on everyone, on Demos and on my Warlord. Asteroid Belt as he goes to take the initiative. Demos Rhino is close to dying. But now, Rhino 77 comes up. Put that on the board. Activate the Demos Rhino. And there we go. Headbutt Vulcan. Demos Rhino is now kind of far from destroyed. Focusing on trying to hit it. Alright, there's Attrition Warfare, so this is perfect. Let's drop Rakura Squad for some extra defense. Use Attrition Warfare on the Demos Rhino. And now activate the Demos Rhino's own ability again. And you can see there, after 2 turns of that, my Rhino 77 went up to 5 attack, 7 health before it attacked and got injured and now died. Scorched. But the Demos Rhino has technically survived. And my front line is interestingly still up as well. So what I'm going to do here, again, just trying to keep the pressure on, is reload the Deimos Rhino, drop Taranthakos Vets. With 3 attack and 1 health, that guy was too flimsy to reliably keep around for another turn. So my front line is finally gone. So what do we do here? Alright, I'm going to use Harsh Discipline on my Taranthakos Vets. They will... Oh, and there's the Deimos Rhino. So now the Taranthakos Veterans hits Vulcan, and then they crack open the Fire Drakes, and Kroeger's ability now hits the Fire Drakes. I reload. Oh, Fire Drakes are back. Nice. Alright, I think the Deimos Rhino has done quite enough. Let's use superior firepower to get rid of the other unit. We're going to use Olympia right now to prepare my next turns. Tyrant Terminators looks nice. Crack open the Fire Drakes and use Kroeger's ability to kill them. So Vulcan has been taking a fairly strong pounding right now. Ooh, there's a tough unit. As the Abominable Intelligence. Okay, let's bring in a Land Raider. The Abominable Intelligence is probably going to go for me and not the Land Raider. Yep, there we go. And he does have a front line. That is a little unfortunate. Comes over to my turn. Let's think about how to deal with this. So, bring in Ancient Friend to destroy the front line troop. Use the Land Raider to crack open Vulcan. Attack with my Warlord and round off with a
I
precision
expected more defenses.
There we go. Win against Vulcan. And lastly, oddly enough, the mirror match. After I was pinging Nazarus on Discord that this deck is working really well, he decided to go back to the ladder with it, and we got matched against each other. So, I don't like 5 energy cards, but Contrador is too good to pass up. I'll put away the virus bombs for now, and I get rewarded
Come
with Drilling Sight.
and
Let's
die.
go.
Nowhere to run.
Start up by just loading my siege ability so I can handle whatever comes next. There's no point playing Endymion Squad because with 4 health he could use his counterattack and Warlord ability immediately and be guaranteed to destroy Endymion Squad. Okay, there's some frontline stuff. So what I'm going to do here is use superior firepower to take out the bunker. Use my ability to destroy the others. Attack with Taranthakos Vets and attack with my Warlord. Now he'll probably use his ability to attack out the Vets. Yep, there we go. 2 energy left, he can reload. No, he's not reloading, he's bringing in a Deimos Rhino. So load my Warlord's ability and bring in Endymion Squad. And he's doing the same thing, Endymion Squad himself. And now he destroys my Endymion Squad. Well, this we cannot have, so what I'm going to do here is Precision Bombardment on the Deimos Rhino, so that removes it from play. And Olympia now. Bring in a nice unit. And lastly, hit the Endymion Squad. I have enough health, I can do that. And if he loads up his siege... Oh yeah, watch this. He's fell into a trap he should have seen coming because it's his own deck. Here we go. Virus bomb. Boom. Keep an eye on his Taranthakos Vets. He's enough units die to knock it down to 1 health, which
Perhaps
means
you're
it'll
not
die
so
at the beginning
pathetic
of this
after all.
turn. There we go. Bye-bye.
I've always enjoyed the tasks of a foot soldier.
Okay, he's using Olympia now to create a unit. Dislike the sight of that. What am I going to do here? I'm going to bring in the Kroeger's Terminators, mostly because if they can survive until the next turn, they can hit his own Iron Havoc squad and win. Well, and destroy it, rather. He's using Olympia again, and he's throwing out. I like this unit. 30th Heavy Squad. Alright, let's get going. Harsh Discipline on these guys. So, I can attack the enemy Warlord. And I miscalculated. I forgot to take 3. So much for that. There's the Iron Havoc squad. Use my ability. And now, as long as there are no frontline troops, I can win the next match. I can win in the next turn. Doesn't look like it. He focused on taking out my troops. Yep, I think I have it. Yeah, attrition warfare. He's loading siege on his Warlord. That's it. This one is mine. I can now attack his Warlord and use Konrad to finish him off.
I expected more defenses.
Again, this is another way of highlighting how important it is to keep Konrad if you draw it in the first turn. Alright, so that's the last of the demonstration matches I wanted to show you. But one thing I did want to touch base on is afterwards I also went and I worked on improving the deck. As I said, he only had one Endymion squad because in the deck because that's he only had one copy of the card. But eventually I found that the Demos Rhinos really were finicky. They needed exactly the right situation to deliver, and I didn't like that, so I took them out. And what I added in instead was a second copy of Endymion squad, and then one copy of Perturabo's Wrath. And Perturabo's Wrath is really great because it means that if you have a board presence, you can convert that into massive damage against your enemy. And so this is actually now the latest version of this deck. So go ahead guys, try it out on the ladder and let me know what you think. If you find any improvements further to the deck, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And with that, this video is coming to an end. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time on Let's Play Horus Heresy Legions. Bye for now everyone.